We are live. Happy Halloween to all my friends out there who celebrate, even if you don't celebrate it, whatever. Today, I decided to dress up as Subjective Gob, aka Film Gob. I was thinking about what I wanted to be for this stream. Thought it'd be fun to dress up. And I ultimately decided to dress up as Film God because it was easy. I was growing my beard out, and I wanted to actually do Freddie Mercury, but I didn't want to shave the beard. So I was like, let me do a YouTuber, and I was like, oh, Gob's easy. Got the beard, perfect. Got the hat. Just had to buy the shades, and of course, I'm repping my new Zach Crack T-shirt, thanks to Mr. Wes Ashley. Much appreciated. So yeah, let's just wait for some of these peeps to get on. First and foremost, this stream is, I'm not going to say it's going to start out negative. Just first couple topics are, they're not necessarily positive topics, but I just want to get them off my chest and get it out of the way. But at the end, we'll close on some negative or on some positive points, some positive things that are happening, that have happened this past week. So hopefully you stick around. It should be a good show. We got Nerdy up in here. The Gob impression is real. Thank you. It was real easy to put together. Real easy. So, yeah. The only problem were the shades. The shades were hard to find, but I found them at Five and Below. I already had the hat. Don't ask me why, but I did. Zentech is up here. What up, yo? What's going on? The Truth 31. Hope you have a safe Halloween, bro. Thank you. This is going to be like the first Halloween that me and my wife try to take my son out trick-or-treating. With COVID and everything, I don't know how it's going to go, but it should be interesting. And looking forward to it. Do that somewhat tonight. Batdan, happy Halloween. I just wanted to give PlayStation customer service a negative shout out on YouTube for not helping me. Why? What did they do? I mean, I'm kind of pissed at PlayStation 2 because I'm trying to get my PS5 and they seriously screwed up on that whole pre-order debacle. I think it pissed a lot of people off. But what's your problem with PlayStation right now? Hans, what's going on, my man? Nerdy, happy Halloween. Oh, never mind. Didn't click on. Nerdy, now you just need the purple lighting in the. Yeah, I know. I was thinking about that. How can I? The room that I'm in, though, I can't really darken like that. But I think what Gob is like so far away from the camera that he can light his back up really nice. Now I do have some lights that I can turn on, but because of the lighting, it's so bad. Yeah, you won't even be able to see it. Yeah, it's too light out. I need to darken this room some. Well, I mean, eventually I'll be moving soon, so maybe my next house will be a lot easier. But yeah, we are Awesome Venom. Happy Halloween, everyone. Yes. How are you all doing? I'm doing good. Hope you guys are doing good. I can't use a DLC that I paid for, and they refuse to help me. DLC for what game? Kari Scott is up in here. Happy Halloween. So yeah, again, guys, we'll probably get started in a couple minutes with my topics, and I'll probably just open it up too, and put the link out there if anyone wants to jump on eventually, because I hate just talking the whole time. Smash that like button. Appreciate that, Nerdy. Again, much respect to Nerdy getting together with Poindexter's Lounge, ACS, and Zebra Fed. I thought that was awesome. I mean, I just watching that really gets me hyped for in the near future, like possibly even Ray Fisher putting something together to have like all the fans go watch Zack Snyder's Justice League together at a certain spot. I mean, I really would like to meet everyone, a part of this community, part of this this movement. It would be awesome. Awesome stuff. Batdan's back at it. Remind for Kingdom Hearts 3. Supervisor even won't even help me out. Well, that's unfortunate. It's kind of annoying that you pay for DLC and it's not working. Hopefully they figure it out for you, though, or do some... First thing I usually do is I do like Google searches or go on YouTube and try to figure out why the hell isn't working. Usually someone on there has had the same problem and I can get the answer from them. So maybe that will help you out. Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard, but originally I wanted to be Freddie Mercury. I was going to just keep the mustache and I was going to have a white tank top. But again, I didn't want to shave the beard. I've been working hard on this. Working real hard. Issue is apparently the disc is the wrong region. Well, that's weird. I don't know what the hell. It's kind of confusing. You know what, guys? On a positive note, tomorrow's November, and then after November is December, and then what? January 1st. We are in 2021. What comes out in 2021? Boom, 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 boom. You know it. Zack Snyder's Justice League. Cannot freaking wait. I watched the trailer again last night. Still gives me chills. Still cannot believe that it's a thing and it's happening. It's crazy. Honestly, it's crazy. And we're going to get into all that stuff and very soon. Well, you know what? Let's just get into it. Let's just start. What we got first from Subjective Gob? What we got? Let me take this off. There I am, Subjective Gob. The YouTuber, please subscribe. All right, what's the first topic of the day? Kevin Feige and James Gunn. Let's just go right into that. Boom. I saw something on Facebook. This is the reason I bring this up. And we all know there was an article maybe a couple months ago where we found out, or someone said that Kevin Feige was on the set of James Gunn's Suicide Squad. Okay? It rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. It rubbed me the wrong way. But at the same time, I was just like, you know, he's been at Marvel for a little bit. I understand, like, that's one of his boys. Hey, come over to the set, man. Visit, you know, hang out, blah, blah, blah. A lot of guys that were in Guardians of the Galaxy, or a couple of them at least, are in the Suicide Squad. So, you know, it was okay, whatever. But then I see that James Gunn told Kevin Feige some information about the movie that we didn't know until DC Fandom. He said who was going to be in the movie, who the villain was going to be. So little minute details, but still, that makes me think he probably told him more stuff. And then we go back to the destruction of the DCEU, the destruction of the copycats that we call Marvel that came out with movies that were very similar to what Zack Snyder was giving to us, BVS and Justice League and stuff like that. Very similar to what we were getting. And it goes back to, like, James Gunn, like, why are you doing that? I don't care if he's your friend. You should not be giving him any information at all. I just don't care, especially, you know, how crazy it is between Marvel and DC fans right now. And you're giving this guy information, and who knows what else you gave him. Oh, this is how my movie is going to end. This is how it's going to set up something here or there. But the good thing about this whole situation is I think that James Gunn's movie is its own thing. You know, it's its own separate universe. And correct me if I'm wrong, even I'm looking at the picture that was on Empire Magazine, and you have Rick Flag's character, and he's all tatted up in his arms. And I don't know if we saw his arms in David Ayer's Suicide Squad, but I don't recall him having tattoos. Again, he could get tattoos, obviously, yeah. But I think just more ways to show you that this is a completely different universe. So in that aspect, I think they did the smart thing with James Gunn, and they didn't really tell him too much. I could be wrong. They could have told him the plans. But maybe at that time, because this is a Warner Brothers movie, this was before the AT&T merger, and now he doesn't know what the new plan is. So, yeah, again, let's try to be positive with the situation, but it does piss me off that he gave him information about what was going to happen. Like, dude, this guy's over here trying to set up his universe or not set up. He already set up his universe, and they're looking to continue. And they're looking at ways to be better than DC. That it's always going to be that way. That's why people always, you know, get on Zack Snyder and his Justice League, how saying everything happened too quick. Oh, because in Marvel, they had origin films for everyone, and then they had the big finale. They had the team up movies and all that. And well, Zack was doing something different. You know, if Zack was the first one, if DC was the first one to give us a Justice League over Avengers, then everyone would be like, oh, why is Marvel doing origins first? And, you know, vice versa. It's stupid, but that's just what it is. Let's see. Batman, David Ayer, Suicide Squad, not confirmed. Just my confidence. What about it? What about David Ayer, Suicide Squad? I think it's happening. Corp, yep, exactly. Spying. The Scottish connection. Multiverse on both sides. Yeah, you know, and again, I think this always plays back into the multiverse, and why it's a good thing for DC is because they can let these directors do whatever the hell they want. They can have their connection, they will, but they can also, you know, talk to a director and be like, hey, I just want to do my own thing. Okay, cool. But, you know, I think Zack is the architect of the universe, and he Zach is where it's going to go for the future, and what else they're going to do. Nicotino's up in here. Gob life, that's right. Gob life. Zach Crack. Subjective Gob. That's your boy. We got Bat Dan again. I meant for 2021 release. You said the Snyder cut, and I added. Oh yeah. I mean, I think it's same thing with the Snyder cut. It's like a done deal. If you don't think David Ayer Suicide Squad's coming out, then you're crazy. That simple. Just common sense. Look at what's happening. Again, a movie that is complete, that he just has to rearrange. Now they're giving him money to add stuff, but yeah, it's done. So let's get on to the next topic. Get this shit out of here. What we got? Oh, Toby Emmerich. Toby. Again, I don't mean to be so negative, but let's just get all the bullshit out of the way first. Toby Emmerich. A lot of stuff has happened with Ray Fisher. We found out last weekend, I think, 2 weeks ago, that Toby Emmerich got a higher position. They gave him more power now. And I know it pissed a lot of people off, it pissed me off, but at the same time, trying to be positive, trying to be like, maybe Toby didn't really have that much involvement in the whole Joss Whedon, Justice League debacle, all that stuff. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. Again, I was trying to be positive, trying to be optimistic. And then the Ray Fisher article comes out from Forbes, and he says, nope, Toby knew about it. So here we are. Why in the hell is Toby Emmerich still at the top of Warner Brothers, or possibly now Warner Media? I don't know. Why is he there? This just doesn't make any sense. It's like mind-boggling to know that this guy did all this crazy shit. And now it's known to the public, and now they're just we'll just make him this now. We'll make him the head of this now. You have to get rid of this guy. He's like the last puzzle piece you need to get rid of. You need to get out. I mean, it's nice that we've gotten this far, that we've gotten so many people out that were a part of that, but he's one of the big dogs, and he needs to go. What does Tony say? Oh God, please do not try to be like Film Gob. I'm not trying to be like Film Gob. It's Halloween. I'm dressing up as Film Gob. Unless I did a horrible accent. What's up, Gob? Or wait, what? Yeah, it actually is Film Gob. I'm just doing an American accent. And Tyler's downstairs making sandwiches. So, what's up with Lex? Has Jesse Eisenhower been replaced? You mean Jesse Eisenberg? I haven't heard that he's been replaced. I don't know why he would be replaced. That's Zach's Lex Luthor. I think he's completely down to do more stuff. He even said that in interviews. He's ready. He is, as far as I know, he still is the Lex Luthor. Happy Halloween, Transformers and DC fan, 5678. Never seen you before. Happy you could join the stream. But yeah, like I said, Toby Emmerich just doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe I've seen this done at my job, and I've heard of this at other places as well, is that sometimes they move someone up higher and higher, so it's easier for them to get rid of them. I know it sounds kind of weird, kind of stupid, but they move them up so high where they just like keep on digging themselves deeper and deeper, and it gives them a more of an excuse to get rid of them. Because in the corporate world, as a president of a company, a CEO of a company that comes in, and especially I always go back to my company, is I've been there for 6 years, and we've had like 5 or 6 different presidents, and because they're the first ones to go. They're the top of the food chain. They make the most money, and when things start going south, they can easily go, okay, get rid of you. Same thing with managers in sports. They're the first ones to go when shit goes bad. They're like, oh, you're out. That's the easiest thing for them to do. So maybe if they push him up even further and further, when shit goes bad again, or they find some more dirt, or maybe they're doing this on purpose so they have more dirt on Toby, and then eventually they can have someone leak it out, and they can be like, okay, yeah, we just have to get rid of this guy now. Maybe that's what they're doing. I'm still going to hold on to that, but I mean, I just feel like the guy needs to be gone, and that's the end of that. All right. Yeah, at about 30 minutes, 15 more minutes, I'll probably open it up and drop the link. But let's get down to the next topic. And a lot of this comes from the article that was released about Ray Fisher, and it comes down to whitewashing. Okay, so a lot of characters of color or different orientations, they were cut out of Joss Whedon's Justice League movie. They were cut out. Talking about how Asian characters, black characters, you name it, they were cut out. Female characters, they were cut out. And in this article, one of the things that was absolutely disgusting was Ray Fisher talking about how this all started with him because he heard about all this stuff, a lot of this stuff through the grapevine after the movie was reshot and everything, and after he was done being a part of it. And he heard that Joss Whedon was trying to change the color tone of one of the black characters in the movie. Now that is absolutely insane. First, you take all the black characters out of the movie, and now you're trying to, one of the characters that is in the movie, you're trying to change the color of their skin because it's not fitting what you. That is just crazy. Like, that's out there, and this just goes to show you how crazy and how corrupt Hollywood is when it comes to movies, and they just don't give a shit. They do some crazy shit. They don't care. Just like Jeffrey Epstein having his island with all these underage girls. They don't care. They have money. They think they can do whatever they want. And it's a lot of people, they don't talk about it. They shut their mouths and they keep on moving because they don't want to say anything. They just want to stay in Hollywood. They want to stay making that money. They want to stay relevant. So they don't say anything until you have a guy like Ray Fisher that actually speaks up and goes, no. This is more important than my career. And maybe it's the position that Ray was in. Ray is an up-and-coming actor. So maybe someone who's already in it and who's making money, who's been making money, good money for years, and they don't want to ruin that. They're just so used to it that they're just like, they turn a blind eye to it. But maybe Ray just coming up, this is why he's speaking about it. And again, I always go back to Zach's set, how amazing Zach's set was, and then he goes from that to these reshoots, and it's a completely new crew, and they're treating everyone like crap, and the guy's whitewashing the movie. I mean, it's plain as day now that Joss Whedon, he fucked this movie up on purpose. Plain as day. And people that think otherwise are insane. We got 80s Wolf, nice Halloween outfit. Thank you. It was really easy to put together. Pui Chi says, I bet Film Gob thinks you got the beard down perfectly. I think Gob's beard is a little longer, but I'm digging it for right now. I have to get ready for No Shave November, which is tomorrow. So I was doing a lot of prep work. Usually I just go with the mustache in November, but this year I'm going with a nice hefty beard. At my gym, the general managers are always getting fired as it seems they become the fall guy. Yeah, exactly, Vince. They're the higher ups. When shit goes bad, that's the first one who falls. And again, because they make the most money, it's easy to get rid of them. So yeah, then maybe they're moving Toby up so they can be like, oh, something bad happened. Toby, you're fired. Who knows? Kevin O'Dog here. Subjective Gob, that's right. 3-party behind laying out traps. Yeah, I guess so. Hey, Tyler, what's up? Amshri. It was both Joss Whedon and Jeff Johns that screwed up Justice League. Yeah, no, John Berg too. Jeff Johns, they were all, I mean, the whole article, I mean, it was just, so corrupt. The bigger you are, the harder they fall. Exactly. Yep. And that just goes down to what I was just saying. But yeah, to go back to the topic at hand, whitewashing, that's just absurd. That's crazy. And it's just more obvious that the characters of color were taken out on purpose because of Joss Whedon. Maybe we thought it was because they didn't want to have all those characters in. But now it's just like, damn, dude. Like like what? WB and Joss Whedon, what did you do? You really screwed yourselves up. Like, you really shot yourself in the foot, my friend. You were like just coming off the Avengers high, like, oh man, everyone loves the Avengers. Everyone wants me to direct their movies. And then they're like, oh, now I'm giving a Justice League movie. And then you decide to fuck it up. You knew what you were doing. You knew making this movie and doing the certain things you did was messed up. It's the whole thing. It's just crazy. So I'm like so happy that AT&T came in and they're changing everything up now. What's the truth say? I really don't see Toby Emmerich I don't see him lasting very long anyway. Toby Emmerich is probably still at WB because he's got that John Peters type arrangement, getting paid for no reason. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, man. It's not what you know, it's who you know. It's not what you know, it's who you know. All right, guys, like I said, in about 10 minutes, I'm going to put the link out. Let's get back to the next topic at hand. And this is the last negative topic. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, but let me just do it. Let me just put it out there. I'm so sorry. Andy and Jody are back. Again, this all goes back to the Ray Fisher article. Sorry, my wife just texted me. This all goes back to the Ray Fisher article. And now, I saw a clip that Lightcast put on Twitter maybe like an hour ago about Andy talking about how it's all BS, blah, blah, blah. I really didn't see much of what Andy said, just a little bit, maybe 30, 40 seconds. It's mainly because of Jody. So, I thought Jody was going to quit YouTube. I thought he was done. He's such a liar. But anyway, don't ask me why he was on my feed yesterday. I was on YouTube and I was looking through videos and everything, and I see Jody's live. Okay. And he's talking about Ray Fisher again, and how the article was the caption of the video was talking about how Joss Whedon owns Ray Fisher, says something that owns him, and I'm like, what are you like? Okay, I need to watch this. I didn't even know Joss Whedon came out and said something about Ray Fisher. But all it was like, I guess they got a quote in the Forbes article that Joss Whedon said, and it made no sense at all. I didn't even know what it said. It was so confusing, and apparently him saying that just owns Ray Fisher. But then I started putting stuff in the chat, and all of his cronies were coming after me. It was quite funny. But listening to Jody talk about the whole situation makes no sense at all. And the fact that people listen to him and believe him is quite sad, thinking that Ray Fisher is doing this because he thinks it's benefiting Ray Fisher because Black Lives Matter is in right now. That's the hot topic. So him saying the whitewashing stuff, how he was treated on the set, is all BS because he's making himself, in other words, relevant again, because he's not, because he's an actor that everyone will forget about, and without him doing this, he's not relevant, and he's doing this to save his career. That's another way of looking at it, but again, it's so dumb. Why would a guy do this? A guy that is an up-and-coming, this is his first big movie. And you think he wants to burn all those bridges in Hollywood? Because again, you have these guys like Toby Emmerich that are in with the Hollywood elites. So you think that him burning all these bridges is what he wants to do? You think that makes the most sense? No, it does not make the most sense. But Ray doesn't care. He always says accountability over entertainment, because at the end of the day, he cares not about his career. He cares about the person that he is and what he's done in his life. And he can't stand for what they did on set, and they can't stand for how they treated him. He's not going to. And then the fact that a guy like Jason Momoa comes out and supports Ray Fisher and says the same thing, but yet Ray is lying. Another actor, huge actor, that had a huge break because of Zack Snyder, is now talking shit on the production of what happened on that movie set about WB, about Toby, about everyone. But no, it didn't happen. It was all a lie. It was all made up. People on the set are coming out and speaking up for Ray, but that didn't happen. What do you talk? If he was the only one, maybe you have, something to stand on, a platform to stand on, but you do not. Okay, he's not doing this to stay relevant. He's doing it because whatever they did was fucked up, and now he's finally talking about it. He finally is in a position, and then Jody starts going off about Zack Snyder, how he's been given all this money because I don't know, it was weird. It was like, now WB, at first they were only going to give him 20 or 30 million or more media, and now they're giving him 70 million for this movie because he said Zack put Ray up to it. He put Ray Fisher up to this, and this is why now they're giving Zack all this money. That just makes no sense at all. They're giving Zack all this money because they want this thing to be an epic movie, and they want subscribers, and they believe in Zack Snyder. They believe in this movement that wants to see what it's all about. That's why they're giving the money. There's no other reason. You think they're giving Zack money because they're scared? Because, Zack, please don't talk telling us anymore. I know you have all this dirt with Ray Fisher. Please stop. We'll give you more and more money. Please don't say any more hit pieces. Don't put any more hit pieces out. No, that's not what's happening. It's not what's happening at all. Oh, let me stop talking here for a second. What we got here? Niner Empire, sup, happy Halloween. Do you think Zach will post anything today? He did post something today. Speaking of which, rest in peace, Sean Connery. That's what he posted. Crazy. Sean Connery is no longer with us, but he hasn't been in a movie in a long time, and I have to imagine he was up there in age, probably in his 80s. Yeah, I would probably say in his 80s. So, R.I.P. Sean Connery. But yes, that was the last thing he posted. I'm sure getting the love. Ken Kitts, Andre Cedeno said Ray Fisher originally wanted to play Jon Stewart. Apparently, Grace Randolph confirmed this 2 weeks later. Thoughts? Ray Fisher wanted to play Jon Stewart. Well, if you remember, Jason Momoa said that when he was being cast for Zach's BVS, he thought he was going in he was auditioning as Batman, and then he got the role of Aquaman. So, I mean, this happens with actors all the time. Maybe he was coming in to try to be his Jon Stewart, and Zach was like, you know what, I don't want you as Jon Stewart. I want you as my cyborg. And of course, Ray would be down with that. But that's interesting, because that means he wanted a Jon Stewart. So that means we're probably going to see a Jon Stewart in the Snyder Cut. Interesting. I can't believe Andy and Jody showed up on my feed and quickly deleted them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I haven't seen a Jody video in a while, and it just popped up. And I wouldn't have clicked on it, but I saw that it was talking about how Joss Whedon owned Ray Fisher, and then I was like, I needed to check this out. But it was funny because everyone, I kept a couple comments like, why would Ray Fisher do this? Like, this makes no sense at all. And then all these people were pretty much telling me that I got an L and I'm in a coffin because Jody just destroyed me. I was like, he didn't destroy anything. Literally everything he said made no sense. I don't know how it's destroying someone. But anyway. It was funny. I need your legends in their own minds. And you know what? I even left a comment on Jody's stream saying that, dude, behind closed doors, you're so excited to see the Snyder Cut. That's all it is they're just doing this to get their names out there. And see, I'm talking about it. So it's working. So I shouldn't even be talking about them, but that's why they do this. They're against the grain. That's the type of YouTube channel they have. Like, it makes no sense. The guy's obsessed with Wonder Woman. He loves Patty Jenkins, which the first Wonder Woman movie was produced, and the second one by Zack Snyder. And Zack Snyder heavily influenced that first movie. And you loved it. But no, Zack's trying to make depressing Justice League and blah, blah, blah. He's the worst director ever. And dude, you're just doing all this shit for clicks. Snyder Cut was 90 million? Ray Fisher had a meeting with Marvel to play Black Panther. He passed it up because he's a DC fan. Is that true? I have never heard that. That's crazy if it is. I need to look that up. That's awesome. Jody is always hating. Yeah, that's what he does. That's how he gets his clicks. It's all BS. Was he one of the writers for Wonder Woman? I mean, that's cool. He was a part of it. He produced it. Sean Connery was 90. Wow. Oh, I said SC. Sean Snyder Cut was 90. I was like 90 million. No, Sean, damn, 90. That's awesome. I mean, hey man, when you get to your 80s or 90s and a legend like that passes away, I mean, hey, kudos to you. You lived a great life. 90, you did a lot of great things, made a lot of great movies, man. Andre Cedeno also dropped news on how Jordan being evil in one of the Darkseid's minions. He has a red ring. Well, that's an interesting take on it. That would be something crazy. Jon Stewart was trying to get him back on a green ring. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, guys. I'm going to drop the link if any of you wants to jump on. Chat for about 30 more minutes on this Halloween as Subjective Gob. Get these stupid names off here. Waste of time. Supposedly, when Ray Fisher backed Joss Whedon at Comic-Con, that was all square scripted by WB, and Ray was forced to say Zach picked the right. Yep, I read that too. I think that was in the Forbes article. It was all BS. Yep. Who is this? Fabian!
Hello, just got me to get my headphones in before there's an echo.
Take your time. Take your time.
So,
That Dan's been drinking all night.
okay, they're in.
There you are. How are we doing?
Good. Just finished a 10-hour shift at Amazon today, so
Wow.
I do not feel like standing like ever again.
So were you like second or third shift?
It's kind of a mix of third and first. It's 1:20 to 11:50 a.m.
Okay.
So.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of in the middle. So you're probably pretty tired right now.
Yeah, very.
And why'd you pop on, man?
No, let me clarify. I'm not mentally tired. I'm just physically tired.
Oh.
Mentally, I'm very not tired right now.
Oh, yeah, that's a problem, isn't it? When your body's tired, but mentally you're just not there yet.
Yeah, just basically my legs. My legs are the only thing that's tired.
Yeah. No, man, I feel you. And something I've noticed now is that, like, on Fridays, I'm so checked out because I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And when Friday comes, like the last day before the weekend, like I'm so checked out and ready to just like Fridays have been miserable for me the last couple weeks. It's just been so tough to just get it over with.
I remember the feeling when I worked Monday through Friday. Now I work Friday through Monday.
Yeah.
The exact opposite, but yeah.
So I have a couple more topics, just two more. I don't even know if you've seen it, but I want to talk. Have you seen the show Utopia?
No, I haven't seen that. What platform is it on?
It's on Amazon Prime, and I just wanted to bring that up because I like to switch up topics every now and then, put up some different stuff. I know everyone loves DC, that's here, but you should watch other stuff as well. Talk about other stuff. It's on Amazon Prime, and I saw a couple trailers for it, and I had no idea what it like. I don't know. It just kind of looked like something to do with a comic book that was kind of coming to life. And that's kind of all I took from it. And I didn't watch it because I don't know, the trailer just didn't really do anything for me. So I just kind of left it alone. And then a buddy at my work said he started watching it, and I asked him how it was. And he said it was okay. But I got to a point where I didn't really have much to watch. So, you have one of those days where you have time and you're like, oh, let me just throw this thing on. And I put this up there because it was a really, really good show. And it blew me away. And I love it when all these shows, they can take comic books and they can kind of turn them on their heads. And, because, we're so used to the Marvel, DC, superheroes are good, save the world type of stories. But then you have shows like The Boys. Have you watched that?
Oh, I love that show.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's a twist. It's a twist on that. Now, they're like owned by a corporation, and they're like, kind of evil superheroes to an extent. They do a lot of messed up stuff. And then you have Netflix has the Umbrella Academy, just different types of these superhero stories, and so then Utopia, it revolves around a comic book that the shit that is happening in the comic book is happening in the real world. It's a lot of like negative, bad stuff that surface level, like the people that read the comic, they just think it's a comic and it's just a great, they love it. But then there's this group of people that they're looking like really into it, and like the book revolves around like diseases and bad things that are happening in the world, and it's all really happening. And it's just like I said, you really have to check it out. It's a really interesting show. Kind of blew me away, and I'm putting that out there to see if anyone's seen it. And if you haven't, you should.
Oh, I definitely will check it out. I'm always looking for a new show to watch. Have to have something to do to get me through this pandemic.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's hard to have a social life with my current job right now. So
yeah. And also, when I say comic book, it's not. There's no superheroes at all. Like it's not. It's just a comic book that, it's about like a girl in the comic book and her dad that are like running away from these certain people. So there's no superhero powers or anything involved. But it's a really good show, and like I said, I wanted to bring that up, see if anyone has seen it, which I'm not seeing anyone has said yet that they have seen it. Let's just get back to some of these. Kari Scott, you should watch Cinema Blend because they do videos about jail characters will be different. I wanted to start watching the Cinema Blend videos because Sean O'Connell said that he was going to do like Snyder Cut videos, I guess, weekly. And I know he started that probably a couple months ago. And I haven't watched one yet, but I was excited to watch them, but I just completely forgot about them. Have you watched any of those?
I haven't watched Cinema Blend. I'm always weary of a lot of these like bigger names because you know how they kind of like the Snyder hate. So I'm just kind of like, yeah, I don't know if I trust some of these people to. Because
yeah, I feel you. I mean, I know where Sean stands, but I think he has a girl in there with him that does them, and I don't know what her stance on the whole situation is. As Ken say, he also has that in the version of the movie. Abin Sur gives Jon Stewart the ring to try and save Hal, which is supposed to spin off of his own movie. Yeah, who is this guy you're talking about, Ken? I know you said his name earlier. Andre Cedeno. Do you know who that is?
never heard of him.
Yeah, who is this guy? If you could explain in the chat. Kevin says pretty soon there's going to be as many streaming services as channels on TV. It's getting crazy. I know. I know. Like, right. You know what? So you have your big ones. You have your Disney Plus, your Netflix, HBO, all that stuff. But, like the streaming services, like, I don't even know if they would. No. Would that be considered a streaming service like a Peacock? Where they give you like 40 or 50 channels? Would that be streaming? I guess it is because it's through the internet.
Yeah, if it's through the internet, it's streaming. Even technically, like YouTube TV,
yeah,
Live is streaming.
Yeah. Well, okay, then if we consider like a Peacock streaming, then yes, there's a bunch of like those coming out every single day, where I'm constantly seeing new advertisements for a new company that will be like $20 a month for 20 or 30 channels. Like there's always new ones popping up. So yeah, I mean definitely like. Streaming is the future. Like cable is eventually going to be non-existent. And I was on. It's kind of interesting because when like I have YouTube TV, so when they go to commercials now for whatever I'm watching that's live, sometimes they won't even have commercials. It will just be like just a little like thing that says you just have to wait until they come back on. Like there's no commercials at all, which I love. But every now and then. I'll be watching something, and I think it's through like another app. I think it's through like the Lifetime app because my wife watches some stuff on Lifetime. And through the Lifetime app, they will give me an option. They'll be like, hey, during this commercial break, if you click on this ad and watch this 30-second ad, then we can get right back to whatever you were watching. So it's more like interactive, which I was like, okay. So instead of listening to commercials for 5 minutes, I can do this 30-second ad and interact with it and answer like one question, and then I can go right back to what I was watching. Again, kind of annoying, but still, if you give me the option to do 30 seconds compared to 5 minutes, I'm going to do it.
Same here. I mean, to be honest, ads for me are good for a bathroom break. That's what they're good for.
Yeah, that's true. He was a secondary director for the Bumblebee movie. I got to look into this guy. How does he have this information?
Well, he was the secondary director for Bumblebee, which I think was written by Christina Hodkins, who wrote Birds of Prey and is writing Flash.
Yeah.
There could be a connection through that.
Yeah. I'm going to look this. Well, I'm going to put this guy's name in my computer so I can remember to look up what he's saying. Hey, you guys are on Twitter. I'm not, so.
Yeah, don't blame me right now. It's kind of a shit show.
It's always a shit show, isn't it?
Yeah, well, especially one in the Snyder Cut movement a little bit, and also it's an election year, so they'll.
That's true. That's the one thing I can't wait for is for November 3rd to be over with.
Oh, same here. Like, I mean, I'll be honest with myself. I'm a very strict moderate, like politically moderate. So I'm constantly getting annoyed with both sides of the spectrum. I'm like, really, guys? Really?
Yeah. I mean, my dad has gotten really heavy into politics in the last couple of years. And I mean, all he does is watch the news and just all he talks about is politics. And then just the other day, I think he got to a point where he was just like, I can't do this anymore. He was like, it's all I think about. It's like killing my mood. Like, that's all I talk to people about. And I'm just like, yeah, man, like it's not that serious. I mean, the thing that I try to get through to a bunch of people is you think about how your life has changed because of the different presidents. And it really hasn't, Like your taxes and all that changes here or there. But overall, like your life has stayed the same, and when the election's over with, your life is going to stay the same.
Right,
So
exactly.
it's not the. I hate it when people are like, "Oh my God, if he gets in, it's going to be the end of the world." No, it's not. There's things that are put into place so that won't happen. It's not like this guy can literally do whatever he wants, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, it's not like the Simpsons episode where an alien became president and he like became a dictator. I
Yeah,
don't know. Do you watch Simpsons?
I haven't watched The Simpsons in years.
Have you watched old classic Simpsons?
I've seen a couple of them.
Okay, well, there was like an episode where like aliens became president because they impersonated Bill Clinton and Bob Dole, and one
Yeah.
was elected, and they had like everyone building a death machine like as slaves, and I'm like, yeah, a president can't really do that.
Is that show still going on?
Tragically, yes, I stopped watching
Jesus.
it, but I have Disney Plus. I have the first 8 seasons to watch, and that's all I care about. Anything else? Meh.
I'm not a big Star Wars guy, but did the Mandalorian premiere the other day?
Oh yeah, I liked it. I thought it was Mandalorian's pretty good, but if you don't watch Star Wars, I wouldn't necessarily recommend Mandalorian. I mean,
No, I'm not going to watch it. I was just asking because I think I saw that the first episode dropped, and everyone was doing videos on it. I was just asking.
yeah, right. And it did drop, and Star Wars fandom, that's another fandom that's can be kind of toxic.
Yeah, the fandom menace, right?
Yeah. Well, there's the fandom menace. There's a saying that no one hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans.
That's true. You know, it's something that annoys me about the whole like the Snyder Cut haters, and we've said this before. And people like Andy and Jody, if you hate it so much, why are you talking about it? Listen, I don't get into Star Wars at all because that's not like I don't care about that. So if I'm over here and I'm a huge Marvel fan and I don't like DC movies, and then all of a sudden there's this Snyder Cut campaign to get a movie released, like there was, I don't care. That doesn't affect me at all. If they want that, good for them, man. If there's a campaign for that, good for them. Like there's a campaign for the Elite of Battle Angel 2 to like they want like a second one to get made. I'm all for it. I mean, I thought the first one was okay. Like I'm not going to be a part of that movement, but hey, man, I'm all for it. Do your thing. You want that movie? You want a second one to get released or get made? Hey, do your thing. I don't care. So I hate it when people they make videos like that clearly just for clicks because they just want to be against the grain. And it's like, why are you like trying to shit on our parade when it has nothing to do with you at all?
Negative videos are more popular than positive videos. It's like the news. People clicking.
I know.
So,
I know. One of my best videos was me trash talking Justice Con. I know.
Right. So, people like negativity, and there was one YouTuber I used to watch all the time because I loved his negative reviews. They were funny, but the instant he started talking about Zack Snyder and mocking him, I'm like, okay, fuck you. I'm out.
Who was it?
Nostalgia Critic.
I never heard of him.
He's just basically he does kind of like skit reviews, and he had a character basically mocking Zack Snyder, and that was like too far. It's like
yeah.
And then he like brought him up in all of these videos that had nothing to do with DC or superheroes. I'm like, dude, move on.
Yep, exactly.
They just
beat a dead horse.
Done.
You ever heard of Red Letter Media?
Sounds familiar.
I think it's like 3 guys, and a friend of mine at work a couple of years ago, he started showing me videos of theirs, and they do like movie reviews and everything. And I started noticing that all the videos that I would watch from them, they started to get like really negative, and then it became like every superhero movie that came out, they would just talk all this shit about it, and they thought they all sucked. And I was like, okay, you think the superhero movies suck, and then like I would watch a couple of reviews of like actually like good movies that came out that a lot of people like, Oscar-worthy movies, and like they were just like talking about how all these movies sucked ass, and and I'm just like, okay, you guys are clearly just doing this for clicks now. Like at first it was like kind of funny, like, oh, okay, but then it's like every single movie you watch is horrible, and they all suck. Like clearly you're doing this for clicks because you really don't think that. There's no way.
If you think everything sucks, then it's like nothing. Then I'm like, write your own movie, write your own damn movie. Then like, it's easy to like criticize something, but it's another thing to actually like, and like all these people think, oh, if I wrote it, it'd be such a good movie. I'm like, no, it wouldn't. Like,
yeah,
Get over yourself.
Hey, I hate it when people they give a movie shit for doing like dumb stuff to a character, like, oh, his cape is supposed to be purple and it's not, stuff like that. I'm just like, come on, seriously, are we that childish? I don't look at a movie like that. I look at the movie. I don't care. There's been so many movies that I did not want to see because it looked like it was not my cup of tea, and I watched it and I was like blown away by it because I'm blown away by the movie. I don't care if certain things don't happen or certain things need to happen. Oh, well, that wasn't in the book. That wasn't written like that in the book. So in the movie, why didn't this character do that? Like, I understand why people get mad about that. I do. But at the same time, I'm looking at it as a movie. How was the soundtrack? How was the acting? How was the color grading? How, you know what I mean? Just stuff like that. I'm looking at it like that. Not, and I know a lot of people, they like to reach to and say, oh, well, this didn't make much sense. This was a loose end. This should have happened. And it's like, I think you're digging too far instead of just enjoying what was given to you,
Right. I mean, and if you always, in certain things, if they follow like the comics or the books, might not be the best suit. Like the boys, in the comics, the boys actually take Compound V and get powers.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I don't want that to happen in the series because I feel like it would diminish what the series is. Because it would just become another supervillain versus superhero story.
Yeah, it's kind of funny you said that because I read a couple of the comics, first three, and yeah, I think by that time they had it in their system, and I kind of got annoyed with the finale of the second season. I made a video on it, but a bunch of people were kind of coming down my throat saying they thought the finale was great. And hey, pretty much everyone I talked to, they loved the finale. I didn't, so I'm happy they enjoyed it. I just had some problems with it, but I enjoy the boys. I'll be there for season 3. So,
right, and one bad episode. I mean, I love the finale, but if you don't like one episode, doesn't mean you don't like the whole series.
Yeah,
and
exactly. Unless every single episode I hate, then I'm never going to watch it again. But the fact that there was just one episode that I had a couple issues with, but again, a buddy of mine, he read all the comic books, and I think there's like 8 or 9 of them. And he said, like, no. He explained to me why certain things were happening, especially to Homelander's character. He goes, no, this all makes sense. There's a reason why they're pushing him to his limits, and he has eventually he has like a mental breakdown and everything. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. So yeah, on that aspect, it kind of like changed my opinion a little bit of how the finale ended.
And also too, like based on like what happens in season 3, you may see, okay, they were going towards here. That's why it might make more sense.
Yeah.
So, I think some people will like BVS a lot more after Zack Snyder's Justice League because like certain questions they have will get answered.
Exactly. It's like, let this man finish his story and things will get answered. It's a saga. You need to let it play through. And oh man, I was watching Man of Steel the other day, and like it hits differently now because now I see that broken moon, and I knew it was Doomsday that broke the moon on Krypton, and then I see Harry Lennox's character, and now I know that that's Martian Manhunter. It's just like, man, it just hits differently now.
I know.
It just makes the movie that much better. This is why this guy, his movies age like fine wine. Like, this guy is so smart. He's setting up Easter eggs for movies down the road. Like, this dude like is on a whole another level, and that's what some people don't understand. But eventually they learn to understand it, and then they appreciate him that much more.
Well, right. I mean, when I first saw like Man of Steel and BVS, I'll be honest, or like when I heard BVS was coming out, I was worried it was going to get so crammed. Like, I was one of those skeptics in the beginning, but then I saw the movie. And then I was like, this is great, even the trimmed down theatrical version. And well, now I really understand why Snyder did what he did. Because at first I was kind of thinking, okay, maybe they could give a few more people solo movies. But now basically Snyder's not Marvel's told a 20 movie story. Zack's telling a 5 movie, or we'll see how that changes, story about Superman with essentially spin-offs, basically. But he's only concerned with these 5 movies, or I'm just going to say 5 movies for now, and nothing else. Yep. Whereas, like, you had Marvel, which was telling one story over 20.
Yep. So he's doing his own thing. All right, I want to get to some of these questions real quick, and then we'll talk about our last topic, and we'll get out of here. Kevin says the Cinema Blend character breakdowns are spot on so far. They talk about how Joss screwed up the characters and how they will be different. That's interesting. I would like to watch videos on that, on how they'll be different. Because Sean definitely knows a lot. With speaking with Zach, but he saved a lot of that for his book, and he doesn't want to ruin all the surprises. Okay, what we got here? Hans, who's the new Green Lantern in JL? Much fake news now. I think it's Sam Benjamin. How about you? Do you think
Sam Benjamin?
Yeah,
definitely not Ryan Reynolds. No, it is not Ryan Reynolds, and I will. If I'm wrong, I don't know. I'll shave my beard completely if I'm wrong.
No.
It grows back pretty quickly. I actually lost a bet to Dawson that I had to shave my beard. I bet that Ayer cut and Batfleck were going to be announced at DC Fandom.
Oh, man. Yeah. I wish. It should have been.
Yeah, well, you can thank Warner Brothers for announcing Batfleck being in Flash too early.
Yep. He says, same for me, Tyler. Don't go hating when I'm not. Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to hate on that. I don't care if someone likes something over there. Good for you, man. I'm happy. And trust me, when I watch movies that other people like that I don't, I am so happy for you. I'm happy you got something out of it or something out of a show. I'm not mad at you whatsoever. I'll never look at someone and go, why do you like that show? Why do you like that movie? I don't care. That's your own thing. That's your own business. Ken says, Andrew said Marvel are trying to get intel on the Snyder Cut, and Feige is using James Gunn. Apparently, he visited the set of Suicide Squad. Hey, I believe it. But I also believe that when AT&T took over, is they shifted this whole thing in a completely different direction, and now James Gunn doesn't know what's happening.
Well, yeah, exactly, because James Gunn is a product of like the old regime with Jeff Johns. Like that's a Jeff Johns type project.
Yeah.
But now Jeff Johns ain't in charge, but they have to fulfill the contract still. So
yeah.
I'm honestly surprised that the Batman's as dark as it is, because that was approved under Jeff Johns.
I know. Ken says, also, I found you through Andre. He covered your video on JusticeCon and loved it. Well, I got to watch that then. Andre, I appreciate that. I got to watch that video. And we got a super chat from Il Divine Vega. What is going on, Vega? Oh, snap. Film Gob is on Tyler's subjective reviews. Oh, wait, it's just Tyler. Love the godlike swag. Good to catch you live. What up, Bat Dan?
What up?
Yeah, what's going on, Vega? Appreciate you coming on, man. Yeah, I got my Zach Crack shirt. Mr. Wes Ashley, I love this shirt. I had to get my hands on one since everyone apparently on Twitter is giving him a bunch of shit for that, just trying to make money off of Zach's name, which is all BS. But yeah, that's a whole nother story. So yeah, it was easy to do the Film Gob. I already had the hat. Beer was growing. I just needed to find these swaggy glasses, which was somewhat hard, but I found them. Rose Gallery says, what's up, Tyler? Hoping these Ayer cut whispers have some truth to them. I'm getting tired, dog. Oh, I know, man. Hey, hang in there. If you were part of the Snyder Cut movement, which you were, it was 3 long years. So, it's going to happen. Don't worry. I think their main focus right now is the Snyder Cut. And then as we get closer to that, or once that whole thing is done, they're going to announce the Ayer Cut. Because, again, they want us to stay. They want us to come back for more. They're going to say, how do we get these people to come back for more and stay on HBO Max? Having Zack Snyder on board is one thing, but then you have, we have this David Ayer Suicide Squad. That's another thing. There's a huge fan base for that as well. I know Rose Gallery and T-Flame are huge Suicide Squad fans, so they're ready. There's another movement for that.
Yeah, and they need content because it's going to be hard to get content with COVID, but the Ayer Cut's filmed.
Exactly. It's like a perfect situation for them. It's like, that movie's already done, and we can switch some things up and add. Yeah, perfect. Do you think Gal Gadot is part of the additional photography? I do not, because I think she's filming the Red Notice right now with The Rock, so she won't be a part of that. Okay, let's get to our last thing, and then we'll get out of here. Fabian Wagner interview, and what does Vegas say? Nice. What do you guys think of Amari Hardwick playing Jon Stewart? I saw that the other day. Did you see that?
Oh, no. I honestly tune out all this news now because I don't really trust anything anymore, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't. I gotta watch the video, but I think it was a video of him saying that Zach would love him as his Jon Stewart Green Lantern, which, I mean, the guy, he's been fan casted as Jon Stewart for years. You definitely know who he is. If you see his picture, you'll be like, oh, yeah. I mean, the guy just, like, he fits Jon Stewart perfectly. But yeah, anyway, yeah. Sorry, let's get down to the Fabian Wagner interview. Did you see Lightcast did the interview with Fabian Wagner?
Oh no, I actually might have been sleeping during it.
I think it premiered maybe yesterday or the day before. Very good interview. It was cool to have him. And if you know who that is, he was the DP on Justice League, cinematographer, and he got as soon as like the reshoots happened, he wasn't a part of it. Now, at first, I thought he wasn't a part of it, and many others probably thought this as well. He wasn't a part of it because Joss Whedon didn't want him to be a part of it. He wanted like his own team to come in and do. But apparently, he was invited back, but he couldn't because he was filming something else and had some other stuff going on. But anyway, so yeah, he did the interview with Lightcast, talking about his career and everything. Very interesting. Cool to see where he came from and his upbringing and all that good stuff. But then he got to the end and did you see that Fabian put those pictures up, those scene pictures or those set pictures maybe a couple weeks ago on Instagram of like the lights and the green screens?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
blue screens too, right?
Yeah. He did 2 different posts. They were like probably make a couple days apart. And Lightcast or Matt from Lightcast asked him, he said, does it have something to do with the Snyder Cut? And he was just like, no comment. I can't talk about that.
So, which is basically saying yes.
Exactly. Of course. Because if he was doing something for another show, another movie, he'd be like, yeah, that's what that was for. But yeah, so obviously that's what he's doing. He's showing us pictures of, and we know that they're filming the additional photography right now for Zach's movie. We know that. And then you even have, what's his name?
Jared Leto.
Victor. Well, yeah, but then Victor 2, he's officially in California now, so we know that they're doing the additional photography. But it got interesting because at the end of the interview, again, he was asking him, he's like, is there anything you can tell us about the future projects that you're going to be involved in? Or can you tell us what they're going to be, or anything you can just give us something? And all he would say was that there's going to be future stuff that I'm involved in. I just can't talk about it. It was cool to hear him say that, because again, I feel like anything else, he would have been like, oh yeah, I'm doing a movie with so-and-so. I'm doing but he said, he said, yes, I'm doing some stuff in the future. I just can't talk about it. But he said, you guys will, we'll definitely dig it. So I think, again, that's just more confirmation that, we're getting the full vision. And the same thing, a lot of deniers out there saying that, oh no, Zach's just coming in for this one movie and that's it. And there's no Suicide Squad. All that stuff is done. This is the end. Ben Affleck's done as Batman. He's just doing the Flash, and that's the last time. No, it doesn't make sense.
They could just do the 214 cut if they were just wanted to do the Snyder cut and that's it. They could have done the 214 cut and fans wouldn't have complained.
Yep. Why in the hell would they want this guy? Like, why would they give Zach this movie and to be like, yo, Zach, this is it. This is all you're getting. Why would they give him more money? Well, like you said, they have a movie that's already done. Why would they give him $70 to $80 million for additional photography? Just for them to be like, oh yeah, that's the end. No, there's no way. It's segueing into a Justice League 2, into a Batman series. It's all happening. And then we're going to get the Suicide Squad, David Ayer's Suicide Squad. I can't freaking wait. And I guess the last thing I want to say before we get off here, do you think they're going to release Wonder Woman 1984 on streaming?
I honestly don't know. I mean, I think honestly COVID's kind of gotten worse, so I think they're going to have to, honestly, because they can't. If they wait around, they're just going to lose money. I mean, they're going to lose money regardless, but they're going to lose more money, I think. I mean, it sucks because I'd rather see it in theaters, but unfortunately, it really depends on the I mean, I hate to say politics, but it really depends on the politics. It depends if by some miracle we get a vaccine in November.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's definitely interesting. I mean, I don't know. I know that when they were changing up all those movies, those movie release dates, they never changed up the release date for Wonder Woman. Like, they didn't give that a new release date. So it's I don't know. And it's also interesting, like, are they going to release this movie before the Snyder Cut? Like, do they have to release this before the Snyder Cut, or are they going to release it afterwards if they're still waiting for the movie theaters to open up and they plan on releasing Zach's 4-hour or his show in February or something like that? I don't know. But
I mean,
yeah, what were we gonna say?
I actually kind of lost my train of thought. I was like, I mean, we just don't know. I mean, I don't know if Wonder Woman 1984 is really dependent, like how much it really is going to connect to Zack Snyder's Justice League. Because I know with Grace Randolph, he's like, oh yeah, that's more connected to that other version. Oh god,
Yeah.
which kind of sucks because it's like I think Zack's arc's fine on its own, but like I don't like these other movies like Aquaman and Wonder Woman 1984 being connected to that other movie.
Yeah. I hear you. All right. Last question before we get off here. What do you think is going to happen on November 17th?
I think that we may get a date announcement for Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh, God. That's what I need right now. I need a date announcement.
Because, I mean, realistically, they don't have to worry. Once the filming's done, they don't really have to worry about delays happening. Even if COVID gets 3 times as worse.
Yep.
Like, it's done. It's filmed. Yep. It's probably will be mostly produced, so it can go right on streaming.
Yep.
So.
Oh, man. Well, I'm hoping for that too. November 17th. I mean, we should definitely get something. I mean, that's a big date. It was a huge day for the movement last year. And yeah, so if we don't get if we don't get an announcement on November 17th, we will either get a behind the scenes set photo or we will get another trailer. One of those 3 things we will get.
Oh, what if we get a trailer and the end of the trailer announces the release date?
Yes, that would I would like that even more. Let's do that. Let's give me a second trailer with Jared Leto in it with a release date at the end. How about that?
Yeah, perfect. Because I want to see Jared Leto in a non-botched performance.
I could, you know what? I could just say, I'm getting like goosebumps right now. I could just see the trailer ending with Jared or with the Joker in the Batcave with Batman, and he just says some snarky line, like it's like a nightmare like sequence or whatever, but like they're in the Batcave getting ready, and he just says something snarky, and he's in like his like nightmare gear or whatever, his armor, and he says something snarky to Batman, and that's how the trailer ends. I'd be like, oh,
that would be so awesome. But I wonder if David Ayer is going to be involved now, since it's his character. Like Jared Leto Joker is his baby, so he might.
He has to be. I learned that from Lightcast because they know a bunch of stuff about like the behind the scenes, like how stuff works with movies and everything. And our Taylor Murphy was talking about how a character like that, like yes, that's David Ayer, that's his character. So whenever they're going to put him in a movie, he has to sign off on that.
So David Ayer must have been somehow involved in the Suicide Squad because they're using 4 of his characters.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets crazy though, because again, like if they wear the same like costume, or like they have to change up their costumes a little bit or something like that for them, it's crazy. But yeah, no, I think, you know, David has talked about how he was okay with that new movie. Like he completely was like on board with it. Like he even gave like kudos to James Gunn. So yeah, I don't see David having an issue with that. I mean, I think he's back. We know Zach is back, and I think he's back with them, and he's going to get his vision realized, and maybe after that he'll get like a Gotham City Sirens or something like that. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh yeah, I really want to see David Ayer's Gotham City Sirens because I think that'd be the perfect sequel to his Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, I kind of created my own little multiverse timeline of like the shared history of like the Snyderverse and John's verse, and I actually included Gotham Sirens in the Snyderverse.
Yeah. Hey man, the future's bright. The future is very bright.
At least for DC. The rest of the world, we might be in World War III with a zombie apocalypse. But
exactly, yeah. Everything DC is on the up and up. Everything else not looking too good.
Nope.
Anyway, I want to thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming on. Happy Halloween, everybody. Enjoy the day. Tomorrow's November 1st. Like I said, January 1st is right around the corner, 2021. That's when the Snyder Cut is coming out. Can't freaking wait to get a release date. And Subjective Gob is out. Peace.